Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. I'm Todo Sarah Johnson, and here we explore who God really is beyond fear, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. So, this is going to be a quick introduction as we move into book 3 when God interrupted the Christianity I built, the collapse of performance, and the beginning of truth. So, book 2 ended with the most honest confession a believer can make. I served Him, but I didn't really know Him. And probably you that are watching this video now or reading this in a book, that is your confession as well. You know you don't know Him. You might not be bold enough to be sincere with yourself, but it's very important for you to come to that realization that you don't really know Him. We discover the truth many Christians avoid in book 2. You can be active in church and empty in your soul. You can perform worship while your heart is numb. You can look spiritually impressive, yet feel spiritually unknown. You can build a life for God while slowly losing the God you are building it for. So we saw the cracks. Comparison replacing belonging. Shame replacing conviction. Activity replacing intimacy. Performance replacing presence. Book 2 helped us to wake up to the reality. So now book 3 is where the transformation truly begins. Yes, so what's next? What's going to happen in book 3? When you finally see the religious system for what it is, God steps in to dismantle it. That's if you allow Him, though. He interrupts the Christianity you built to restore the relationship you were always created for. Not gently, not politely, but passionately, because His love is too jealous to let performance steal your heart any longer. So, this book is about divine interruption. The burnout you couldn't ignore, the heartbreak you couldn't pray away, the disappointment that forced honesty. The moment life exposed a faith built by fear instead of love. It feels like collapse, but it is actually rescue. Yes, at the beginning, it will feel like everything you've known is collapsing. But when you look at it now, when I look back at my life now, it is actually a rescue. And I'm forever grateful to Papa for that. So this journey ahead with chapter 1 will be starting from the crisis that exposes everything. When the faith that sustained you before suddenly can't carry you anymore, and the illusion shatters. Then we move to chapter 2. When the Father interrupts your performance, God disrupts the religious identity you were applauded for to restore the real you. Then we move on to chapter 3. When Christianity collapses under its own weight, the spiritual routines that used to feel alive now feel hollow, and God lets them crumble. Then we move on to chapter 4. Losing the version of you that religion built, letting go of the false self feels terrifying. Yes, but it is the doorway into freedom. And then chapter 5. God's kindness that cuts deep. It removes the foundations that were killing you, not with shame, but with tenderness. Then to chapter 6, the invitation into raw honesty. When you finally take off the mask and discover God never wanted the mask anyway. Then the last chapter in the book, the turning point, relationship over religion, where presence replaces pressure, where intimacy replaces performance, and where the real journey with God begins. Yes, that's where the new journey with God begins. And when you look at each one of these chapters that we will be looking at, you could see the journey of how we move from one phase of realization to another. So if first of all start with the crisis, the chapter 1 will be talking about the crisis that led me out of religion, because a lot of this is what will be interwoven into my story. Then we go to 2, which is about the divine interruption by Papa. Then we go to the collapse of the performance, the loss of the old identity, the loving correction, the raw honesty, and the relationship breakthrough. So I hope as we go through this book, we navigate it together and we're able to take something beautiful out of it. And your new life begins from there. And this is not the breakdown of your faith. This is the breakthrough of your relationship. Your spirit has been whispering it all along. There must be more than this. There must be more than this. And it starts right here. Welcome to book 3. Welcome to the interruption. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the beginning of knowing God for real. God bless you. See you in chapter 1.